Oh boy. Looks like we in this thing. It looks like we are definitely in this thing. It looks like we are definitely in this thing. Is all I'm saying. Oh no, we are switching cameras. We are not doing that. We are definitely switching cameras. We are definitely switching cameras because we got to get the cameras right. Because your boy out here looking bummy. We are not using that camera. We're using this camera because this camera is better than that camera. And what up, Don? Miss Jeanette Fox is back in the building. It is great to see you beautiful ladies in the house. You know, I love when all the pretty ladies join me. You know what I'm saying? Make me feel special. Just a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate everybody stepping in. Come on in. Come on in. Ladies and gentlemen, cousins and friends. I need to go get myself together. I need to go get this beard and this head ain't bald, but with all this ice and things, I just wanted to relax this week. It's cold outside. And I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna look a little bummish this week. I'm gonna get it together later on so it can be right. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get it together and put it back the way it's supposed to be. K Paul, what up? Freeman Harris is in the building. KG Man 89 is in the building. I'm loving it. How y'all feeling? I know G Bush went live this morning. I missed it. Wasn't able to check him out. So it's going to be a good tune in for me later on tonight while I'm on the road. So I get to watch G. I saw it pop up. It looked like he went about 3 hours when boys, G be putting it down. I'm talking about be putting it down. You love the relationship between Shedeur and Coach Monk. Me too. Me too, Jeanette. It's a beautiful relationship. It is a beautiful, beautiful relationship that they got going, but they have had for some time. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be their first time meeting, but it ain't the first conversation that they have had. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna put it all together. I ain't gonna keep y'all long. We here for a good time, not a long time. It's been a minute, and I need to pop up on here. I need to start doing it every day like we used to. I know, but I got so many things popping off during the daytime with these kids right now. So I don't want to be getting y'all up here for 20, 30, 45 minutes. When I do it, we got to do a minimum of 60. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we ain't been popping them off like that. You know what I'm saying? So don't hold it against me. Not right now. Maybe later. You know what I'm saying? Heather is in the building. Heather Griffin, ladies and gentlemen. Good Day Snacks and Family. First time I'm actually able to view you live instead of the replays. Well, Heather, it's going to be a good time. Miss KJ is in the house. You know what I'm saying? But I got a little time today. I really didn't have no time, but I made some time. You gotta make some time for your people, because we gotta do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a minute since we have gathered around the good old lunch table. So I think we need to sit down and have a discussion and enjoy each other's company. Since we ain't got no football for real, you know, it's been kind of weird. You know what I'm talking about? But it is what it is. But y'all know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here today on this special occasion, you know, to break bread and conversate. To have an interesting conversation about the latest and greatest updates of Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. Now, I don't know how much a lot of y'all been paying attention, but most of y'all been paying attention, especially if you was in G. Bush Live this morning. I know you got yourself a word, because the brother do be preaching. He do put it down. My boy from Simply Ballin' podcast, he been missing for a minute. I don't know where he at, K-Sap. I don't know where you at. But I hope everything is all right. Because, you know, I ain't seen but one video since all this stuff been popping off. And K-Sap been dropping them left and right. But we gonna send our thoughts and prayers to the brother K-Sap from the Simply Ball Dropping podcast, because I ain't seen him in a minute. You know, when you got YouTubers that consistently push out product and content, and then that content goes dry, you got to know that something serious is going on. So if y'all don't watch K-Sap or the Simply Ball Dropping podcast, you might want to go over there and get that brother a follow. But he ain't dropped nothing in a minute, so we hoping and we praying that everything is okay. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't see your people, something got to be wrong. But y'all know, we don't do nothing. We don't start no crap. There won't be no crap if we don't give no shout out to the wonderful ladies of the CU1T. So if you know like I know, if you see a CU1T like I see the CU1Ts, which is all the time, make sure you show them some love. And if you don't follow them on any of their social media content, go ahead and do that on their YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. They TikTok be jumping. TikTok be jumping. Instagram jumping. You know, in case you miss out on something, they might help you get an update. But as always, big ass shout out to the CU1T. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a few weeks since we sat down and broke bread. I think we need to do it. Welcome to the lunch. It's been a while. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Oh, my bad. My bad. It's been a long time. But y'all know what time it is. Y'all know how we get on. Pro Bowl quarterback Shedeur Sanders is in the building. And Shedeur made the Pro Bowl, and the entire internet lost its mind. Didn't bother me none. We was all celebrating over here. We was having fun. You know, we enjoyed the process. We had a lot of mean tweets. A lot of people say a bunch of stupid things. But, you know, it's all about the hatred. We know people don't like Prime. We know people hate Shedeur. But for you to hate on somebody for getting an accomplishment or receiving the accolade, you just stupid. No matter how it was gained, no matter how it was earned, the NFL gave it to him. He didn't pay for it. He didn't ask for it. He didn't beg for it. He didn't politic for it. He didn't send his fans out there to vote for him to make the Pro Bowl. He just simply made the Pro Bowl. No matter how he got there, he there. And being a quarterback that makes the Pro Bowl, being a Pro Bowl athlete is an accolade within itself. It's another notch on the resume. It's another achievement that players dream about when entering the NFL. It's the Super Bowl. It's the All-Pro. It's the Pro Bowl. It's the MVP. Those are the 4 top accolades that most players want when entering the NFL. And in year 1, we knocked one of them clean up off the table already. Ain't but a couple more to go. All-Pro, MVP, Super Bowl. Lead the league in passing as a quarterback. You know, that's about it. Super Bowl MVP, regular season MVP. That's all you need. That's a Hall of Fame worthy resume. And Shedeur has already knocked one of those off his belt, because now he is a Pro Bowl quarterback. Regardless of what you say about it, regardless of how you feel, from this point forward, when you say Shedeur Sanders, you have to say Pro Bowl quarterback Shedeur Sanders. You have to acknowledge who he is and what he's accomplished in his very, very short NFL career. As we all know, the Browns went through their coaching search and everybody was on the young cats. But the Browns came away with the best decision possible. Todd freaking Monken. And if you are unfamiliar with Todd Monken is a hell of a football guy. Todd Monken is not just a offensive coordinator. Todd Monken has been in damn near every position in football. He was at Notre Dame from 91 to 92 as a grad assistant, defensive backs and wide receivers coach at Eastern Michigan from 93 to 99, and an offensive coordinator and a wide receivers coach. He was at Louisiana Tech from 2000 to 2001, a running backs and a wide receivers coach. He went to Oklahoma State, when he was the passing game coordinator and the wide receivers coach. And the people at Oklahoma State love Todd Monken. You can talk about Todd Monken right now, and the people at Oklahoma State will lose their mind. Then he went to LSU with Les Miles. He was the pass game coordinator and the wide receivers coach. He was also helping Les Miles as an offensive play caller. Don't many people know that. He was calling plays back then. Then he went 2007, 2010 to the Jaguars as a wide receivers coach. This man has an extensive resume of football knowledge. Went to Oklahoma State, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. Again, back to Oklahoma State. Left Oklahoma State and was the head coach for Southern freaking Miss for 3 years. The first 2 years he was at Southern Miss, they was all right. He was reviving that program. The third season, Conference USA Coach of the Year. Yeah, did that. That team went 10-2 that year, I think. Then he went to Tampa Bay from 2016 to 2018, offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach again. Then he went to the Browns in 2019 and then he went to the nemesis of mine. You see that big A in the back? He went to Georgia with Stetson freaking Bennett and won 2 national titles back to back. Hadn't been done since Alabama did it 2011, 2012. Then the man jumped over to the Baltimore Ravens as the offensive coordinator. Lamar Jackson, MVP season. Lamar Jackson should have had back-to-back MVP seasons because the second year, which was last year, he had the best season of 41-4 season and didn't win the doggone MVP. They gave it to that other boy up in Buffalo who up there crying still. Turn Lamar Jackson into a more than confident quarterback. Lamar was already balling when he got there, but his play went up. And that's who Todd Monken is. Everywhere he's been, everybody has gotten better. Everything has gotten better. He went to Georgia, showed up. 2 national titles instantly. Bam. You know what Georgia done since Todd Monken has been gone from Georgia? Nothing. Been getting bounced out of the playoffs. Georgia has went 1-3 in the playoffs since Todd Monken has been gone. Nothing. Nothing. Georgia ain't showed up since Todd Monken then left that doggone, since he left them hedges down there in Athens. But everybody crying. When Todd Monken was first hired, you should have seen them people on the radio. 92.3 The Fan. Oh my God. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous when they hired Todd Monken. I mean, you had people losing their minds. You know, and because they wanted the sexy hire. And what Cleveland is used to, what they thought they was going to get was a sexy hire. They thought they was going to get the young coach. Nobody knew who Todd Monken was because he's been getting passed up for head coach since he's been in the game. You know, but I knew who Todd Monken was. I hated him when he was at Georgia. You see the A back there. I'm an Alabama man. These people in Cleveland wanted the sexy hire, or they wanted to hire the DC. Why do you want to hire the DC? Why? For what? What is he going to do for your offense? You need an offensive coach. Todd Monken was the best hire that they could have done out of the candidates they selected. And if people wasn't paying attention, Todd Monken was the first interview. He was the first person they asked for after they fired Kevin Stefanski. He was the first person they interviewed. He was the first person they had the second interviews with. And if y'all been paying attention, I told y'all Todd Monken is sneaky. He might be in there because he was better than everybody else that they have interviewed. Nate Shieldhouse is a good candidate. I got love for Nate. Nate is a good dude. But Nate ain't got the experience of football that Todd Monken has. Nate don't have the Rolodex of football greatness that Todd Monken has in college or the NFL. Jim Schwartz is okay, but he ain't Todd Monken. Jim Schwartz, who he was going to hire as offensive coordinator. Nobody knows. But if you want your offense to be good, if Shedeur Sanders is who you trying to build around, Todd Monken is the best man for that job. Because Todd Monken is a football guy, and he is about that life.
And we're in a business where we're expected to excel every week. So there's going to be high stress. There's going to be frustration. There's going to be times where they look at me and they're like, why don't we call this? Why don't we run this? Why don't we use this player more? That comes with the territory. I mean, that's no shit, you know? And like, I get it. I'm not mad at anybody, but the media acts like that's something that's like, ooh, the players are frustrated with the play calling. Well, no shit. My wife is. I mean, so I don't even understand it. Like they act like it's something that, or this skill player wants the ball more. Well, no shit. You know, they want to run the ball more. Well, no shit. You know, okay, you're running it more. We're too conservative. It's play to play, drive to drive. It's, hey, he's in his bag. The next one, he's too trick dicky. I mean, it is what it is. But they act like it's a big deal.
Man, say he too trick dicky. The man say the next one, he too trick dicky. You know Todd Monken about that life. The man say the next one, he too trick dicky. You know what I'm saying? Todd Monken is the best quarterback, the best head coach that they could have hired out of the selection they had. Everybody mad because Jim Schwartz might quit. If Jim Schwartz quit, let him quit. Because normally defensive coordinators don't stick around when the head coach get fired anyway. He ain't quit yet. He got an offer from San Francisco. He ain't gone yet. You know why Jim Schwartz ain't left yet? Because Jim Schwartz went home with that bad attitude, and his wife told him, hey, look here, man, sit your ass down. You might not have got what you wanted, but I ain't ready to move yet. We're going to go to California and do what? Lose money? Because that's what's going to happen. To go to California and make what you making right now, they're going to have to double your salary. Because California tax is higher than a mug. Jim Schwartz's wife told him, hey, you better calm down. Get out your feelings. We got family here. Our kids are here. Our grandkids are here. You can retire right here in Cleveland. Why we gotta move? Yeah, we can go out there to sunshine and beaches and high-ass home prices and making almost a half of what you made. But yeah, you might get a small bump in pay. But once California hit you with them taxes, I promise you, it ain't gonna feel good. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all ain't gotta worry about Schwartz going nowhere. Schwartz ain't gonna quit. He ain't stupid. His wife ain't gonna let him quit. If he was gonna leave and take another job, he'd have been gone already. We're a week into this thing. If he wanted to take his ball and go home, he would have left. He ain't dumb. He ain't stupid. Now, if Cleveland was smart, you bump Jim Schwartz's pay up. You give him a little touch. You ain't got to give him a lot. You give him a little touch to make him, here, this gonna hurt your feelings. This gonna hurt you. We know we hurt your feelings. We sorry. We sorry. But take this little bit of change right here. Now get on back out there and let Miles know. That's the first phone call you make. Let Miles know you ain't going nowhere. Call Denzel and tell him, hey, we good. I'm staying. Now go enjoy your vacation. Get you 2 weeks. Go and take your wife and your family out the country. Go and enjoy yourself. Then we got to come back and get back to this football. We're going to need you back here by draft time. A couple of weeks before the draft so we can see what we might be looking at on defense and going over some things, who we want to draft. But go enjoy yourself. Matter of fact, vacation on me. Vacation on me this year. And then get your ass back here in Berea because we got work to do. Now that's how you keep Schwartz in order. Because his feelings hurt. He thought he was going to get the job. But you don't need this job. It ain't your turn. And even the damn stupid ass radio host was mad about Todd Monken being hired. You know, but why? Why? Why are you mad about Todd Monken being hired when he is the best hire for the job? Dumbass Basket and Phillips.
Either way, the whole line about Shedeur and him saying he wanted him before, that puts Shedeur on Team Monken. And it's a positive thing more than...
I see.
Jeff, if a coach wants you and it says, I wanted you, it's a big deal.
He didn't say that.
We wanted you in Baltimore.
We tried to draft you.
That means we want you.
Doesn't mean that he did, Andy. It means the organization did.
Would you, if you didn't want him, there's no way you would have said that.
But you're going to walk up to him, and what are you going to do? Ignore him the first time you see him?
No, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm looking forward to working with you. That's it.
Well,
he went out of his way to say,
trying to build a good relationship with him. Of course, he's going to say that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
what's he
going to
say? By the way, we thought it was crap that you didn't want to get drafted by us, and we thought you were arrogant. So thanks for not coming. And now I got to deal with you. Is he going to say that?
No, but he's also not going to say we wanted you in Baltimore if he doesn't want him here in Cleveland. Why would you say that?
Now you're interpreting things.
You're interpreting things. What I'm telling you is there's no better feeling for an athlete than to have their coach say, we want you, we wanted you.
That's my point. What's he going to do, Andy? He's trying to build a good
He doesn't have to say that, though. Did you ever hear
He's
Kevin?
Trying to
did
build
you ever
a
hear
good
Kevin
relation.
say anything like that? Never.
No, because they didn't have cameras following Kevin around all the time.
When Kevin was in front of a camera, he had opportunities to do it and didn't do it.
Okay. Todd is all in on Shedeur. Gosh, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome.
You see these haters. Well, ain't but one hater. Ain't but one hater. Mr. Phelps. He is a hater. You know. We all know that Kevin Stefanski never showed Shedeur Sanders any love. But when Shedeur and Todd Monken met yesterday, it was all love. It was hugs and handshakes. You know what I'm saying? What's going in at? Oh, yeah.
Hey, young man. What's up? Good to see you, bro. How you doing? Welcome back to the States.
How we doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, we tried to draft your ass last year. For God's sake. It's all worked out.
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you.
Someday we'll get a chance to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, sit down.
We tried to draft your ass last year, son. And you and your father told us no. Because you didn't want to go back up Lamar. But we figured all this thing out. I got you. Todd Monken been recruiting Shedeur since high school. He been trying to get his hands on him since high school. When Todd Monken was the OC at Georgia, he was trying to recruit Shedeur. Offered him a scholarship, NIL money. But we all know Shedeur went to Jackson State with his father. Last year, in the draft, tried to draft him. But everybody on the radio want to assume that Todd Monken was just doing it for the cameras. Well, damn it, if he been pursuing the man for 4 years, 5, finally got his hands on him, finally get a chance to coach him. What do you think? He's supposed to be happy. Y'all know where Deshaun Watson at, though. Deshaun Watson with his wife over there in Italy. They in Florence. They over there popping bottles, shopping with models, doing the doggone thing. Ain't nobody seen Dylan. We don't even know where Dylan at. Ain't nobody heard from Dylan. We ain't heard from Dylan's girlfriend. We just don't know. He'll show up when he show up. But Shedeur cut his trip short because he wasn't supposed to be back until yesterday, until Friday. He cut his trip short in Europe and came back to meet his new head coach because we got to get this work in. Coach, what your playbook gonna look like? I know yours is extensive and it's thick because Todd Monken does not run one specific playbook. Todd Monken's playbook is about like this big, thick, with all different plays in them from everybody's offense. Todd Monken is an adjustment offensive coordinator, head coach now. He adjusts to the play on the field. He puts his quarterbacks in the best position possible to succeed, something we didn't get from Kevin Stefanski last season. As we sat here on Sundays with me screaming in this microphone, asking, when the hell are you going to adjust? When are you going to stop doing the same thing that you were doing in the first quarter? With Todd Monken, you ain't going to have that problem. With Todd Monken, ain't going to be no dinking and dunking. With Todd Monken, we going down the field. Shedeur going to have some RPOs where he can run the ball. I don't know who gave them that idea that Shedeur wasn't no mobile quarterback and he couldn't run. Somebody didn't watch the footage. Somebody didn't watch him in college because all he did was run. All he did was scrum. All he did was run for his life. 704 with a $10 silver chat. Yo, Snacks. Monken was a coach for Carson Beck. What are the chances of them crossing paths again in Cleveland? Absolutely none. I don't think. The way Todd Monken operates, I don't think he would want to draft another quarterback. He got 2 in Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson are 2 of the ideal prototypes that Todd Monken likes to use in his offense. Both of them are mobile. That offense that Deshaun ran in Houston, he'll get to run it here in Cleveland under Todd Monken. So I don't see no need for them to draft the quarterback unless they just want to kick little Dylan out. But you can't kick Dylan out because you've been and wasted an asset. You drafted him in the 3rd round. Unless you're going to trade him for a 3rd or a 4th or a 5th round pick. There is no need to change this quarterback room. Deshaun on vacation. He already know he on the squad. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Deshaun is like, I'm on the roster next year. I might not start, but I'm on the roster. I'm on the 53. Because they owe me too much money. And ain't no reason for them to try to trade me off. So Deshaun's roster spot is guaranteed long as he stay healthy. Deshaun Watson is fine. Shedeur came back because he want to get that work in. He want to sit down and have that meeting and have that dinner with coach. We want to talk about what we doing moving forward. How we going to progress. What type of receivers are you thinking about going to get in this draft? Who you thinking about going to get in free agency? You saw Andrew Berry in there. You think they were sitting around talking about nothing? No, they talking about draft picks and free agency. What we gonna do on this front line? How are we going to be able to protect these quarterbacks? Shedeur will be at the Super Bowl all next week. Plus, they got the Pro Bowl next week. So he'll be out in Cali. For those of you who don't know, Shedeur is on Radio Row at the Super Bowl every season. Now that he's in the NFL, he's going to have obligations. Well, he had them. But now he's going to have even more obligations for Radio Row during the Super Bowl. Now he's in the Pro Bowl. We thank you, NFL, and everybody else that's bad. Because if I've been telling you, y'all been paying attention. That Pro Bowl, that's another check. That Pro Bowl, that's another bonus. Because that's one of them stipulations in that contract. You make a Pro Bowl, bonus. Then playing in the Pro Bowl game, that's another check. And then all those appearances he got to do during Super Bowl week and the Pro Bowl, that's some more checks. When Shedeur showed up, he wasn't in jeans and a polo. He looked like he had been out there throwing the football. Shedeur about that business. He about that work. Because he know all these haters out here want to see him fail. And that's not what he's going to do. Todd Monken is probably the best head coach that Shedeur could have got. Because he is going to put him in the right position and in positions to win every freaking time. Jonathan Jones.
He was one of three finalists. Nate Shieldhouse, young offensive assistant with the LA Rams. Jim Schwartz, the current, and we'll see how current, defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns, and Monken. And look, we've been telling you that he was a legitimate candidate there, that the Cleveland Browns really, really liked what he did with Lamar Jackson, what he has done with that offense in Baltimore the last 3 years. And of course, they've seen it up close, right? They play him twice a season. And so Todd Monken, at almost 60 years old, one of the oldest first-time head coaches in NFL history, going to Cleveland, where they want to reimagine their offense. They want to be a high-powered offense there. And they hope that Jim Schwartz will stay on as defensive coordinator. After all, he is under contract. We'll see. I don't know that that is going to happen, but certainly the Browns are going to try. But that is why and how they landed on Todd Monken to be their next head coach, a first-time head coach just a few days shy of his 60th birthday.
That 2019 season when Monken was the OC in Cleveland, you had Baker Mayfield throw for 3,800 yards, Nick Chubb run for almost 1,500 yards, Jarvis Landry about 1,100 receiving yards. How much of that offense do you think was enticing to them and hoping to be able to maybe recreate that here now as the head coach?
Yeah, certainly, right? I mean, there's no doubt having that familiarity, but of course, seeing how he has evolved over the past few years, I think more importantly has been what he has done with Baltimore than what he did several years ago. And I'll just share a text that I got from a defensive coach in the NFL just a little bit ago who said, I think Monken is a seriously solid choice. He's consistently tough to go against, and I think they probably made the best decision, which Cleveland has not always done. So that's just one person's opinion, a quality defensive coach that I know who shot me that text unprompted about Todd Monken. A lot of respect for him around the league, and now he gets his chance in Cleveland.
Yeah.
They did make the right choice. They made the best choice. And everybody was standing on the soapbox screaming, who the hell is Todd Monken? And how do you not know what Todd Monken is? Do you not watch football? I mean, especially since he's in your division, you should know who Todd Monken is and what his resume was. But when he was on that list of potential coaches, you should have at least done some homework and looked him up, which nobody did. Nobody in the Browns media looked up Todd Monken's resume because everybody was focused on Nate Shieldhouse, Grant Udinski, and freaking Jim Schwartz. They had no clue who Todd Monken was and what extensive resume he had. The football knowledge that Todd Monken has outlasts everybody that was on the list. He was just the better choice. Simply that. When they hired him, I got on the fucking YouTube and said they hired the right person, the best man for the job. I hated Todd Monken when he was at Georgia. Didn't like him at all. Cussed him out for two years in a row. Take your ass back somewhere else, because you ain't got no business in the SEC. Because we ain't winning nothing, because you over here running plays that don't nobody never seen before. Got us looking crazy. Even though we beat Georgia in the SEC championship, we didn't beat them again. We got that ass whooped when we seen them the second time. But no, Todd Monken is a beast. And now he just over here showing out.
It's a tough conversation. He knew how to be relational. He knew how to talk to everybody in the room. He knew how to communicate with everybody in the room. So I was in the room with Mike Evans and Russell Shepard and Vincent Jackson, rest in peace, myself and a few other guys. He was in there with guys that are free agents, like guys like Vincent Jackson that were on the 12th and 13th year, guys that were on the Hall of Fame trend, like Mike Evans when he was in his younger days. And he had middle of the road guys like me in there, but he knew how to communicate with everybody. He knew how to sit me down and say, hey, you're not going to start this week because of A, B, and C. We simply drafted this guy, and we're going to see the best out of him. That's how the business works. It sucks, but this is what it is. And I was like, yes, sir. Thank you for being honest with me. That's what I wanted to hear. So for me, I knew how to have hard conversations. I knew how to take that hard information and turn it into a good. Now, you know what? Let me just take that, soak it in for a second. All right, cool. Let me go out there and continue to work hard. So him just being honest, him just being straightforward, him being a no-nonsense type of guy every single day, him being so consistent in how he approached the game every single day, I can see him doing the exact same thing I know he's going to do the exact same thing with the Cleveland Browns.
Todd Monken, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Monken has true fans from these players in the NFL because he's coached a lot of them. A lot of them. A ton. Todd Monken has an extensive resume. His playbook is very, very large. Todd Monken, remember when the Ravens played the Browns this season? Game is tied 16-16. Everybody in the stadium think they gonna do a quarterback sneak on 4th and 1. That's not it. The tight end, 35 yards, round the corner, touchdown. That's Todd Monken. Creative when need be. Bring out something that you ain't never seen. And he's a player's coach. He knows how to talk to his players. Todd Monken may be about to be 60, but he has the attitude of a 35-year-old man. He is harsh. He is tough. He talks that talk, and he will sit you down if you get out of order. But nobody thought that of Todd Monken. And that's why he's been passed over so many times. But this is his one shot to do the job that he's been wanting to do his entire career. And I guarantee you, Todd Monken ain't got nothing but winning on his mind. Todd Monken got good running backs, two good tight ends if Njoku come back. You need a number one receiver, probably a number two receiver. They need to go get this boy out of Dallas and bring him to Cleveland. Put Jerry Jeudy in the slot. Then draft you a wide receiver to put in the number 2 spot. The defense is fine. Schlesinger, if JOK come back and pairs up with Schlesinger, that defense gets 10 times better. It becomes a monster. They could have won the division last year if they'd have let Shedeur start. If Dylan Gabriel never touches the field, Cleveland wins the division and goes to the playoff. 3 games that they lost last year while Shedeur was playing, they could have won. They should have won. The Tennessee game, defense shit the bed. Let that man run for over 130, 140 yards. The San Francisco game, where he took Shedeur out for the 2-point conversion. The Buffalo game, where the defense was shitting the bed. Well, the defense was, both of them, the offense and the defense, was shitting the bed. O-line, defense held their own, but the O-line was horrible. That's 6 out of the 7 games, because the Chicago game, they just didn't stand a chance. That is 6 out of the 7 games that Shedeur started that they should have won. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you let Shedeur start, your record, you got what? 8, 9, 10 wins. You win your division. But they would have beat Cincinnati. They should have beat them the first time. Kicker missed the kick. They wanted to fire his ass, but he made up for it. Should have beat the Steelers, but you started Dylan Gabriel the first time. Had him throwing 60 passes into the dirt. You win that division if you start Shedeur. But now you got a head coach that played in that division. That his head coach, his boss, fired. Steelers, Tomlin, gone. You the new head coach in Cleveland. Cincinnati was already trash. Their defense is horrible. How come you can't win the division? That's what I'm saying. Kevin Stefanski was coaching to get fired last year. He wanted out. Andrew Berry forced Shedeur Sanders on that field, but he forced him on there the right way because Kevin wouldn't listen. I keep telling y'all, the best hire they've made in years. It's probably going to be better than Kevin Stefanski. Was Todd Monken.
News this morning, champ. Todd Monken is the Browns head coach earlier at Georgia as the OC. Knowing Shedeur, what do you make of the fit?
Man, look, this dude is one of the better offensive minds that we've seen in the game. He did it at the college level with my Bulldogs a few years back, won national championships. Then he goes to the Ravens and sort of reinvents how Lamar Jackson plays the game. Look, the guy's obviously an offensive genius. I want to see what he does with a true pocket passer like Shedeur Sanders. So, I think, as long as they get together and start going over what it means to play in his system, I see great things for Shedeur. He's obviously talented enough to play in the league. Now it's just taking this game to the next level.
Exactly. Champ knows exactly what he's talking about. That's Champ Bailey, ladies and gentlemen. You think he don't know football? I think he knows football. I also think Todd Monken knows football.
Athletic QB, off schedule. No chance in the world, if you want to be explosive, you want a statute quarterback. You don't. Now, there's a fine line, right? Get a guy that just runs, and then it's like, all right, when we have to throw, you're always trying to find that bounce. You still have to be able to throw it. But you want to be explosive, guys that can use their feet and get you out of trouble. Because, as I always tell the offense, we did a study all the way back at Tampa, Jameis Winston, and it's every year, our number one pass play has always been scramble. We will not call another play that happens more than scramble. I don't care, we call bull seam, we call pit, we call a naked, don't make it happens at least 5 times a game, 17 games. What is that, 85 times a year? That's scramble. You're scrambling. It happened today. We had a few plays happen today. We had one in the red zone. I don't know if it would have been completed. Don't make it. It's going to come up.
He don't give a shit. It's going to come up. Scrambling. Something Shedeur is very, very good at. And he knows that. He's recognized that. Something Deshaun Watson was very, very good at. Was making plays when the play breaks down. Being able to extend the play. Doing more with less. When nobody's open, when the play breaks down, what are you going to do? We throwing the ball away or you extending the play? Lamar Jackson has been taught to extend the play. Shedeur Sanders always, 85% of the time, extends the play. Deshaun Watson in Houston was a monster at extending the play. But what Todd Monken does is teaches his receivers what to do when the play is extended. Because last year in Cleveland, when the play was extended, they was watching Shedeur. They was half jogging across the field trying to get open. They wasn't finishing their routes. But this year, let me catch your ass half jogging across the field for your route. You will be riding the bench. This will be the difference that Todd Monken makes in this offense. He will teach those receivers, all of you that has gone deep, bring your asses back up. All of you that are short, go deep. You that's in the middle, go left, go right, follow your quarterback. Find the open spot. But when he's moving, you should be moving. That's what he's going to teach these receivers. Because last year you could see him just sitting there, go Shedeur, run Shedeur. They wasn't trying to block. They wasn't trying to get open. Oh, I done ran my route. It's over. Couple of plays could have been touchdowns if you finish your route. You just keep going. If you just do a little work. But all that changes now. Because you got somebody who knows football. Cleveland was enamored with Kevin Stefanski. But they forget the fact that that was Kevin Stefanski's first time being a head coach too. You think Kevin Stefanski know more about football than him? Ain't no way in hell. There is no way in hell. That man has outcoached Jim Schwartz for the last 3-4 years. Been beating his brakes off. It's been him. He the offensive coordinator. That's who been doing that to your defense. So Jim Schwartz, if you stay, I can show you your holes. I can show you how to fix you. A lot of things can be fixed with a good play call. And I think this man's a good play caller.
You're going to get moved. You have an athletic quarterback. We studied the hell out of Russell Wilson. If you studied Russell Wilson and you really looked at it, you weren't looking at spacing. You weren't looking at concepts. You were looking at shots and him running around and making a play. And they were elite at scramble drill. They just were. So you want to be explosive, you have to fight like that guy's a really good thrower. But you know what? If he's a 5'1", not real athletic, you know how good you have to be at running back? You know how good you have to be at wideout? You know how good you got to be at every position? Nothing's more frustrating from a defensive perspective than a guy running around, it breaks down your coverage. Like, well, just trying to plaster and guys moving and all that, and you're like, God damn, that's frustrating as hell. And then when they're really good at scramble and they make an elite play, and you're like, God damn, we practiced the hell out of that. That's good. That's what happens when you're a coach. Like, God damn, we practiced that, and it showed up on tape. But that type of stuff, you got to work it. You got to look to recruit that guy or have him. Perimeter plays.
Explosive. Oh, shit, I just spit on my mic. Explosive plays. What quarterback in Cleveland is good at explosive plays? I don't know one that like to throw the ball down the field 30, 40, 50 yards and do crazy shit when he's scrambling. You know, that's just Shedeur Sanders. With all that he was just talking about, that's Shedeur. Wide open. Everything that he just said on that screen is what Shedeur does. Explosive plays. And y'all still trying to tell me that ain't the best hire? That's not your coach? Why should Monken be the guy? And the biggest one of them all is Daryl freaking Reuter. He the worst one. I don't know why he hate Monken so much. I don't know why he hate Monken so much, but he does. He hates him. Seems that way to me. Seems that way to me. But let's listen to Baskin and Phillips.
Contract for Todd Monken.
5 years, Jeff.
He turns 60 next week, which is fine. You know, that's great. Jim
Can we
Schwartz.
stop with the age stuff? I hate it.
It's in the. Let's be realistic, Andy. This is the age of the young hot coordinator, and the Browns didn't go that route.
Yeah, but that's not the way fans look at it. Fans are just like, oh, over what? What do you think? What's old now for our listeners?
Anything that begins with a 5.
I think anything that begins with a 4 sometimes is old.
5-year contract.
No, that might be true. Because my children call me old every damn day. Daddy, you old. You need to go sit your old behind down. You know what I'm saying? But they so worried about everything else. It's just ridiculous. But I got Mary Kay. Let's hear what Mary Kay had to say, because she said some interesting stuff.
Well, I think when you look at this, they needed to fix the offensive side of the ball. And what they got with this hire was the most qualified offensive guy that they were going to be able to get in the situation that they're in right now to come in here and try to transform this offense. So I think when you look at some of the other candidates, and especially right now with what's happening with Jim, let's say that you hired Nate Fieldhouse and he's never called a play and he's been in the NFL for 2 years and he's never been a coordinator. Who do you think would be better equipped to handle your defensive coordinator walking out the door? A Nate Fieldhouse or a guy with 37 years experience in Todd Monken, who's seen it all, who's been through it all, who's handled difficult personalities, who isn't going to be fazed by adversity? It would have been a tall order to try to hire Nate Fieldhouse and have him hold this football team together under these conditions. I don't think this will faze Todd. I think he'll be able to overcome it. And once again, I think when you look at the offensive candidates that they hired, I think he was absolutely that they interviewed. He was the most qualified for the ones that were still in.
See, what I think is Mary Kay didn't learn her lesson. She learned not to doubt Shedeur. She also learned not to listen to those people in the building, because all that they were talking, none of it came true. She learned that those people that were telling you Shedeur is so far behind that even if we put him out there, he would be trash. She learned her lesson. She don't believe nothing that them people in the building say, or she's very cautious to report on. Everything she's reported about Shedeur Sanders during this moment has been positive. She hasn't uttered not one negative word. She's always pushing the fact that Shedeur is going to be more than likely the front runner to start 2026. Now, last year you couldn't get that out of Mary Kay, but I think she learned her lesson.
But let me ask you about Jim Schwartz. Like, it's all him come back and be a coach. You can't make him come back and be a coach. I mean, he's already shown everybody what he thinks, and I think it's in the back of Browns fans' mind anytime something doesn't go right with the offense or they don't win a game that they know what Jim Schwartz thinks of what would be his new boss.
Well, here's the thing. It does seem like in some situations that you can't go home again, right? But I have seen stranger things happen. Now, will that happen in this case where Todd Monken and Jim Schwartz put their heads together and find a way to move forward and make this work? Right now, it doesn't seem like that's very plausible and that will happen. But did anybody think that Myles Garrett was coming back here after what we saw him do on Radio Row last year? Did that seem like you could go home again after all of that? Absolutely not. So I've seen emotions get out of control for people. I've seen people get mad and upset about things. I mean, this is a tough league full of people with egos and emotions and alpha dogs. And yeah, sometimes it seems like there is no turning back. But maybe there is a world in which these two guys can talk through it. And Jimmy could also throw money at it. You know, sometimes money can solve problems. And if they really want Jim back, well, maybe throw a little bit of money at it. So again, it probably isn't going to happen that way, but you can never say never in these situations.
Right. But like I told y'all, if Jim Schwartz was going to quit, he'd have quit already. If he was going to leave, he'd been gone. But Jim Schwartz got mad and took his behind home, and his wife told you, we not doing that. It might be cold in Cleveland, but it costs more to live in California than it do in Cleveland. And trust me, I live in Texas. It costs a lot of money to live down here. Property taxes are ridiculous. But yeah, San Francisco want to hire Jim. Jim ain't took that meeting yet. What you waiting on, Jim? You know, Jim ain't took that meeting. Why Jim ain't took that meeting yet? Because Jim ain't stupid.
Coming back.
Jim is not stupid. Even the boys at Baskin and Phelps know Jim ain't stupid. Jim ain't dumb. What the hell I'm leaving for?
Yeah, I mentioned that yesterday. I wouldn't come back. Schwartz, according to reports, is steamed and isn't coming back. I mentioned that yesterday. I wouldn't come back if I was Jim. And if he does, okay, well, good. I would think that he goes and looks for another opportunity and might have to calm down before he would even think about coming back.
Yeah,
to the
I
Browns.
wouldn't. But the difference, I think, here is, Jeff, he would have been better served not saying a word and just waiting to see when the phone calls come in, and then just going back and saying, "Let me out of my contract."
Hey, I've got Mike McDaniel's number. Let me call him. He can start working on my presentation.
Yeah, see?
If I'm the Browns, why would I hire Monken over Schwartz? Andy, it's a phone call for you.
Is that your agent?
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't have an agent.
They're jealous.
And I thought of this. If you're Andrew Berry, if you're Jimmy Haslam, but especially if you're Andrew Berry, your offense on this football team was just god-awful.
Yep.
You said you're going to invest significant assets into your offense. You already said that. Andrew Berry said that before they ever hired a coach.
He did.
And I'm in trying to interpret what they did. Maybe he thought, Andrew Berry, and then convincing Jimmy Haslam or whatever, that our offense is this bad. We better hire someone who can come in and put in his offense, coach an offense,
Oh, I'm
and then
thinking about what I
keep
mean.
an offense. Going back to what Dan has said all along. You don't want somebody stealing your offense. If you're going to invest all of these assets into the offense, then you better go get an offensive coach who can mold it all together.
And they got one. The defense is already put together. They needed an offensive coach, and they went and got one. They went and got one that is proven, that has done it in multiple places, that everywhere he has been, the play has improved. The players have improved. Everything is improved. So why not hire him? It wasn't a given fact that Schwartz was going to stay anyway. And they knew that. And they didn't care. Because 9 times out of 10, when your head coach get fired, the offensive coordinator go, the defensive coordinator go, and everybody else go with him. Because the new guy want to bring in his own people. Jim Schwartz was afforded the opportunity to stay. He got mad, he got butthurt because he did not receive the head coaching job. You said some things in anger. Apologize and stay your behind in Cleveland. You got the best possible you got one of the best defenses in the NFL. You got the defensive player of the year, the defensive rookie player of the year. Why would you go anyway? You want to give that up for sand and beaches and more taxes, expensive ass houses, Them row houses in San Francisco ain't cheap. Trust me, I used to own a condo out there. They ain't cheap. But people think that Jim Schwartz is stupid. He ain't stupid. He's just playing the game how it's supposed to be played. Put some things out there. Make the Browns feel like you mad. Make Jimmy Haslam give you some more money to stay. Give you a little pay bump. Give you some more ticket tax. You know, make you feel better about staying in Cleveland. You got to make me feel like Halle Berry said on Monster Ball. Make me feel good. I want to feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. And that's what it's about. Jim Schwartz would be stupid to leave his job and try to go put together another squad like that. Because Myles Garrett ain't going nowhere. Denzel Ward ain't going nowhere. They just signed little what's-his-face right there in the middle of number 30. He ain't going nowhere. Just brought the other cornerback over on the other side of Denzel Ward. He ain't going, Campbell. He ain't going nowhere. Schlesinger, a beast. He showed you that last year in his rookie season. And if JOK comes back and gets on the other side of Schlesinger, oh my God. Why would you want to leave that? Yeah, you need some more pieces on the defensive line, but your defensive line went down when you lost, what's his name, up front on the opposite side of Miles. Because Miles would have been had that sack record if he wouldn't have got hurt. But why would he ain't leaving that. If he leaves that defense, he is stupid. And if Todd Monken gets this offense together like he should, this will be an elite team next season. Full of young guys. Full of youngins. They can put some stuff together. They can get down. Hey, Dad. Close my door, son. I know I'm looking for my socks. They will be able to do what they do. But it all depends.
We'll see if we can trust Todd Monken as a head coach in a lot of things. But do I expect Todd Monken to be straightforward with Miles? Yes. And do I think that's the best way to deal with Miles? Is to just kind of have a man-to-man conversation and, hey, we're going to work to see if we can get Schwartzy to stay here, but we need you. Because I honestly think your best path of getting Jim Schwartz to stay isn't just the $6 million paycheck. It's not just a lot of really nice words by, candid words by Jimmy Haslam. Mm-hmm. I think Miles, saying, hey, come on, let's do this. Let's do this together, right? Like anywhere you go, you're not going to have me to coach. And then I think Todd Monken. But to me, Miles has to be the guy because of that relationship. He said, I fought for you. I love you. But you're going to go somewhere else. You're going to do the same job. You might as well just do it here.
Yeah, I mean, Miles has got to be on the phone. You'd think he's got to try to convince him some way, somehow, because the alternative to this is you get a DC that doesn't want to basically program everything to make Miles be as great as possible, and Miles is going to suffer in the end of that.
I just think, to me, that, listen, I know people have mentioned Jason Tarver, who's a big part of the staff, taking over and running the wide nine, and this is no disrespect to Jason. He's probably earned that right at this point in his life. Ephraim Banda's another name that people have thrown out there that got interviews for the Cowboys. Yeah. And there was one other one that I forgot as well. The Jets. Thank God Ephraim Banda did not take that one. Whoo, Ephraim, you dodged a bullet. But this is no disrespect to those guys. I like the proven quality. I love the track record with Jim and with Miles. And I just think it's really important. And I do think if Todd Monken wants to win over Myles Garrett, this is where it kind of becomes a lover's triangle here. If Todd Monken really wants to win over Myles, they can work together to keep Jim Schwartz in the fold. Like, I look at all of this as kind of all right, let's let the emotions of the moment pass. We kind of done that with the Todd Monken hire in general. Let's let the emotions pass. I don't know if Jim needs another 24 hours. I don't know what, but at some point you got to send in the troops, and that starts with Myles Garrett.
Right. At some point, we got to bring it to a head. At some point, we got to end this so we can move forward. Either you want the job or you don't. Because if you don't want the job, I need to go find somebody else that wants the job. And I need to go find the best person that wants this job. And it's one that they just fired down there in Atlanta. They just fired the head coach in Atlanta. And you know what he is? Raheem Morris. He is an excellent defensive coordinator. He is an excellent defensive coordinator. Go get Raheem Morris if Jim Schwartz don't want to do his job. Jim don't want the job? Fine. We got a few people that's available. I know a few defensive guys that's ready to rock and roll. But see, he's already hired his offensive coordinator, his offensive line coach. He brought both of them from Baltimore. His offensive line coach, his offensive coordinator was the run coordinator in Baltimore, who puts together a stellar running back game for Derrick Henry. And you pair that with his run game. Lamar Jackson don't have Shedeur Sanders' accuracy, just like Shedeur don't have Lamar Jackson's speed. But they balance themselves out. Because all the runs that Lamar made is because he couldn't make the throws that Shedeur can. Shedeur might not get many yards as Lamar would get, but he would get some positive yardage. So one outweighs the other. Is what I'm saying is, if they get the right people in the draft and in free agency, this team could be dangerous if they do the right thing. But once again, you got to preface that with, we talking about Cleveland. They don't hardly ever do the right damn thing. Is what I'm saying. We talking about Cleveland, and they don't hardly ever do the right damn thing. They are known for screw ups. They've been screwing it up forever. But Todd Monken is that boy. I keep trying to.
How do you think he'll be as a head coach?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know, because I don't see him as being a very outgoing or talkative type of individual. I didn't see that here because John Harbaugh cast a big shadow. I think he's a very good coach. I think he's an outstanding offensive coordinator. But when you don't, if you ask me how the Ravens' new head coach, Jesse Minter, is going to be, my answer is going to be, I don't know. I expected things from him. I expected big things from him. Todd Monken's a football guy. If he has any organizational skills whatsoever about him, I think he will be a good head coach. But you are as good as your quarterback. And who's that going to be in Cleveland? You are as good as the organization that's in front of you. How good is that in Cleveland? So I think Todd Monken's success, like any other head coach, is predicated on what's around him. If he can get the pieces around him, he can succeed. But he or no other coach is going to succeed. When you guys had Baker Mayfield, Baker was playing pretty decent. Stefanski was coach of the year and doing great things. Then all of a sudden we hit the carousel of quarterbacks, and I can't even name how many you've had over the last 3 years. All of a sudden, Stefanski looks like he can't coach. Well, that's what bad quarterbacks make you look like you can't coach.
Or is that what bad coaching make you look like? Because if you get down there in Atlanta and it's some bad play calling, they're going to run him out of there. They're going to burn the city down. You know what I'm saying? If he don't get right in Atlanta ain't playing with Kevin Stefanski. But
I'll have
all
the Malik
I've
Willis
heard in the last 2 weeks while going through this process is all these other quarterbacks, drafting another quarterback, getting another quarterback like Malik Willis and the boy up in Indiana and what's his name from San Francisco. There's no need to draft another quarterback or to sign another quarterback, especially a veteran quarterback. What are you going to do with him? Where are they going to go? You going to have another 4 quarterback room? Because people just forget Dylan Gabriel's still here. Just like last year, they was talking all that crap. Y'all forgot. I keep telling y'all, Deshaun Watson ain't going nowhere. You got a veteran quarterback. They just don't like Deshaun Watson. But guess what? You stuck with Deshaun Watson. He ain't going nowhere, stupid. He going to be right here waiting. Deshaun Watson is your veteran. Shedeur Sanders probably will be your starter. And Dylan Gabriel, he going to be back there holding the clipboard, making sure everybody okay. You need water. You need something. Your hands good. Can I get you some mittens or something? Keep your hands warm. He gonna be all right. His girlfriend gonna be a little mad, but he gonna be all right. But it is what it is. I don't understand why people want to draft another quarterback. Why do you think you would need another quarterback? Why would you waste money on another quarterback and Deshaun Watson get paid all that money? But remember when you was a kid and you didn't care about money because what? It wasn't your money. You didn't have to spend it. You didn't have to earn it. See, people like spending other people's money. And that's why they keep talking about we can draft this quarterback or we can sign this quarterback. No, you can't. I mean, Jimmy Haslam spends shit tons of money, but to spend the money on another quarterback would be absolutely stupid. Asinine at its core. Remember you used to ask your mama and daddy, can we go to McDonald's? They're going to say, you got some money. And that's every time one of these idiots talk about drafting a quarterback or signing another quarterback, you got some money. That's what they need to be asking. You got something on it. What you got on my 40, homie? You know what I'm saying? That's what needs to be happening. Because they just out here spending people money all willy-nilly.
I'll have the Malik Willis conversation. I'll have a lot of conversation about a lot of guys. I'm not, how old's Kirk Cousins? 167 years old? I mean, come on, guys. Hey, I'm not any thrilled about it either. I got a lot of cuss out tweets yesterday.
He's a total stopgap.
You guys came after the messenger. So not a lot of people. It's the internet. But
he's like 37. Going to be 38 come August.
There were a couple people who came after the messenger, and because I had said like, hey, you know, Monken, I know for a fact has said some very glowing things about Deshaun Watson, and how could you? I go, I don't want Deshaun Watson out there. Fine. I have the Deshaun Watson conversation because I think we have to. And that's going to be a $46 million conversation that you're still paying the guy. I don't want to bring in that guy. I don't think that Kirk Cousins goes at all with what Todd Monken really wants to do, what Todd Monken is comfortable with. Like I saw the Senior Bowl stuff. I know Carson Beck isn't down there. He just played, but I saw the Senior Bowl stuff about Carson Beck and how and how Todd Monken, obviously was coaching with saw Carson Beck and all that other stuff, and they have time together. I'll have the Carson Beck conversation if you guys want to, even though I don't really want to draft a quarterback at all this coming year. I'll have that conversation, fine. The Malik Willis, everybody else, do it. I'm 30-something-year-old, 35-plus-year-old quarterbacks who are not the most mobile and certainly not the most mobile anymore. I saw him in that last game he played. He does not move very, very well at all. He's had serious leg injuries. I'm done. I know it was fun last year when he was at Chipotle in Westlake. I get it all, man, but no, I'm done. I'm not doing leftover pot roast conversation.
Now, you said something very interesting, though, at the start here. You're like, Todd Monken and the way that he runs an offense. Isn't the whole thing about Todd is that over the course of his career, he's done it a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
There's no one stringent, strategy that he likes to go about. Like, if you knew with the Kubiaks or Shanahan, you kind of know what you're getting. Monken, I'm not exactly sure what the offense is going to look like.
Right. That's the point. With Todd Monken, you don't know what you're going to get. Because he, unlike Kevin Stefanski, it's players over plays, not plays over players. Kevin Stefanski was, we going to run this play no matter what. They just stopped it 8 times running it. Remember what Denzel said in Remember the Titans? It's just like Novocaine. You just got to keep going. And it'll weigh it out. No, that shit don't work in the NFL. That's why Todd Monken is here. Because his offenses are pretty much unpredictable. And he does adjust to the defenses that are being called. He doesn't come out of halftime with the same play that he went and started the game with. You probably won't see that play no more. This right here. Malik Willis has started 7 freaking games his entire career. And these dum-dums ready to make him a starting quarterback. And Shedeur started 7 games in his first season. But they don't like Shedeur that much. So whatever it takes to get him off the field, we just want him off the field. Because we don't like Shedeur and we can't stand the people that support him. Because they always in our mentions. They won't let us get away with nothing. The CU aunties and the uncles, they be going crazy. Yes, because we not going to let y'all get away with that flim-flam. We not letting you crawl your way out of this hole. But that's all they want to do. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Now, oh, I like that. Now, my homeboy is about to go to the Pro Bowl. Even though everybody had a fit about Shedeur Sanders going to the Pro Bowl. We hyped for Shedeur going to the Pro Bowl. And this year, the Pro Bowl will probably have the highest ratings it has had in years. Because the NFL made the right decision to say, okay, they don't want to play. He hurt. We ain't calling but a couple of these quarterbacks just to make it look legit. And after that, somebody gets Shedeur on the phone. Because after this, we need Shedeur. And we just going to send text messages. We ain't sending no phone calls. Because we just going to say we called and they ain't answering. Let's get Shedeur in the Pro Bowl. Just go ahead and announce it. Don't even worry about it. We going to call Trevor Lawrence. We got to put that call in. Somebody call one of these insiders and let them know that we called Trevor Lawrence and he turned it down. We ain't calling nobody else. Somebody get me Shedeur. No matter where he at, get me Shedeur. If you got it, tell him you gonna throw some on it in the bonus. Get me Shedeur. Them people announced that Shedeur was going to the Pro Bowl, and everybody lost their mind. They was up here talking about we need to abolish the Pro Bowl. Throw it away. All because of one person. But when what's his name over there, the Patriots quarterback, Drake May, went to the Pro Bowl last year as a replacement. I ain't seen not one video, not one statement, not one tweet, not one mention about the Pro Bowl being horrible. Tyler Huntley went. Y'all wasn't mad at that. It's some replacements that go to the Pro Bowl every year that shouldn't be at the Pro Bowl. But y'all ain't mad. This year, Shedeur go to the Pro Bowl. And what happened?
Man. You big man. I'm happy. Leave me alone.
Exactly. Shedeur go to the Pro Bowl and everybody mad. Even though Shedeur go to the Pro Bowl every season. He go to the Super Bowl every year because his daddy go. So he go with his daddy. This year he working. He was working the last 2-3 years, but this year he working for real. Because the Pro Bowl is on the same week as the Super Bowl. Before the Pro Bowl used to be after the Super Bowl. Now they didn't put it before the Super Bowl, but the Pro Bowl really used to be played on a Sunday. Now they're going to play it on a damn Tuesday. I don't know. I don't know where they come up with it Tuesday from. That might have been the only day they could get the spot to do it in. I don't know. But it's on the Tuesday. But my boy, my ATL homie, my homie with the bad hair, but he ain't got no good hair. He got some advice for Shedeur in the Pro Bowl.
Shedeur Sanders has been added to the Pro Bowl. Hey! Sanders is the first fifth-round rookie to make the Pro Bowl since Puka Nacua.
Peggy, my mama would always send me this text, and right before we would go off to school, she would pray over us, and one of the main things that she would say, I hear it very vivid in my mind. Favor ain't fair. What's for me is for me. So yeah, you can say that he ain't supposed to, but I'll tell you this. Given the circumstances of what the Pro Bowl is and what it used to be, is two different Pro Bowls. Give you a quick story, Peg. Come on, boo. Brandon Marshall exposed me to this. You know, being a young player, it got its advantages and its disadvantages, Peg. When we were talking over dinner, just kicking it with him, we talk about each other's seasons, how it went, cool guy. The bill came, Peggy. And in any type of room charge within the hotel, the line items, it typically go as follows. Name, room number, gratuity, signature. Well, they come and give me my bill. I put my name, room number, gratuity, and signature. Hold it up, wait for the server to come on back. I see him open it up to kind of see it. I was like, man, you ain't gonna get no tip. That move. And we went back to our discussion. He then ended up saying, Rook, I'm gonna tell you like this. You gotta guard your room number, because at the end, it's gonna be some charges from the old veterans. And lo and behold, they got me.
No, they took your room number down?
My room number, and they
317.
They ran it up. Dang. I said, bruh, I don't even drink. How do all these drinks and all this food and room service charges, y'all didn't even deliver it to me? Man, that wasn't even bruh. The veterans would get them young kids to find that room number and charge all that stuff to their room.
Watch out, Shedeur.
Please, Shedeur. They know you got it. Hide your room number, brother. Them veterans are out there, and they gonna run it up.
What's the difference between the game?
That ain't nothing but a flag football game. See, I was still playing when they had real pads. They was titty bumping, but they weren't out there colliding like Sean Taylor hit that punter. Respectful to people's careers. It wasn't like they was chop blocking or anything like that. And that type of game, man, it's really like a family outing. When you talk about how did Shedeur make it and they ain't even got Trevor Lawrence. Hey, look, bro, this a popularity contest at the end of the day. The NFL said, hey, man, we got to still meet our visual quota. Who gonna be the bigger story? We knew we was gonna get y'all to rage bait and move and shake the bush. Come on now. Adding Shedeur to the Pro Bowl, not to say he ain't deserving, it's good business. And the NFL know that because it's still a business.
Favor ain't fair at all. But all we know is young Shedeur Sanders has arrived at the Pro Bowl. He is most definitely in the house. If you see him, you see him. You know what I'm saying? We up in here. We ready to get our Pro Bowl on. You know what I'm saying? So don't be mad at us, because favor ain't fair. We told y'all, touch not thy anointed. Keep your hands off that man's son. To touch his child. But you wanted to be brutal. You wanted to be unfair. Michael Irvin told y'all about the 144 scripture. But y'all keep playing with it. But every time you play with him, his pockets get fatter. His mentions get longer. The views get bigger. Like I told y'all, if you don't know about social media, just keep talking about it. Because y'all just keep making that engagement number go up. And people pay good for them numbers. Just a little bit of social media information, of content creating information. The more interaction you got on these here social media interwebs, the bigger numbers are required to retain your services. That's why followers matter. That's why engagement matters. Yes, it matters because it drives the number up. People don't understand. They keep trying to tell you that Shedeur was a bad seed. When he was drafted, they tried to tell you that he was arrogant, he was cocky, because he told y'all, don't draft me if you don't want to change your city, your culture, in your program, in your facility. If you ain't about that life, don't come get me. But you said he was arrogant. New York, Dayball, fat ass, lying. Talking about he made you feel small. He made you feel small because you are small. Because you thought he was stupid. You thought he was unintelligent. You thought he couldn't do the things that them other boys was doing. But after you had questions, he had questions. When you said, do you have any questions? And he said, yeah, I got a few. Now let me ask you this. See, you didn't think he was going to do that. But that was arrogance on his part. Those were the lies that you spreaded about him. But out of all these years, you have never heard one teammate, one player, new or old, say one bad thing about Shedeur. You lied on him when he was in college and said he threw his lineman up under the bus. Never did no such a thing. Next week, the lineman marched right out there with him into the press conference. He said, yeah, these are the guys that y'all said I threw up under the bus. Get them. Not a one. And hell, the current ones love him.
And the way he carries himself in the locker room, he's one of the guys. You know, he's around everybody. He's always talking to everybody. He's always, you know, just in the mix. And so all these bad things that you heard about Shedeur before the draft is trash. It was people trying to tear down his name, and that's not who he was at all. And I know other quarterbacks that are like that, and that's not him. And so that's why, you know, I'll always stand up for him, because it's not fair for him to be having this negative, you know, outline of himself when that's not him. You know, he's a great kid, and I'm excited to see what his future holds.
Yeah, when your dad's Dion, I feel like a lot of people want to hate on you.
Yeah.
I wish Dion was my dad sometimes.
No, but I mean, this is something that we even talked about. This is even something that we talked about. The run-up is like, you never heard any of his teammates come out and saying any of this. Like, it was never any of his teammates in Colorado. Shelby's here telling you, yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you kind of cleared that up.
Nah, that's defensive lineman Shelby Harris. All I'm saying is, y'all talked all that trash. Y'all tried to keep painting him in a bad light, and it don't never work. It ain't worked yet. Every time you try something, it backfires. Now he a Pro Bowl quarterback. So when you say Shedeur Sanders, you got to say Pro Bowl quarterback Shedeur Sanders, which makes people sick to their stomach. And they don't want to believe that he there. They don't want to believe that he's supposed to be there. All I'm saying is, what you gonna do? You gotta respect his gangster. You gotta respect the player, not the game. You gotta respect the player. Now, all this week, when you see him live on your TV, when you see him on ESPN, on Fox, on Netflix, on everywhere, you got to respect it. Because now he in the same spot. He told y'all. He know who he is. He can bring cameras everywhere he go. Do you remember?
What's going in at? Oh yeah. Definitely gonna be improvement than what it was before I got there.
Let me run it back for y'all one more
I
time.
could bring cameras and eyes anywhere I go. That's not, it don't matter where I go. I know my change, and I know the influence I have, you know, in society and on culture. So wherever I go, you know, it's definitely gonna be improvement than what it was before I got there.
That's Shedeur Sanders in college. At Colorado. Letting y'all know, wherever he go, y'all gonna show up. Prime told you, if you love me, if you hate me, it don't matter. Because we know what you doing. You watching. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You watching. Whether you watching to hate me or you watching hoping that I fail, or you watching to support? Either way it goes, you watching. That is the real thing. So now, all week, what they gonna do? What they gonna do? They gonna be mad. They in Libertad. Guess who ain't going to the Pro Bowl? Tyler Shook, yeah, and Shook, no. All we know is Shedeur Sanders is in places, and now he has a head coach that is crazy with his offensive play call. That is crazy when it comes to drawing up schemes to throw the ball down the field. Something that Shedeur is probably one of the best in the business at. He was this season. So, whatever you do, just don't listen to Emmanuel Acho telling you that you should doubt your head coach. All we know is Shedeur, that boy, it's going down. Now, we almost 2 hours in. Say it again, Chantel. If the Pro Bowl is such a joke, why is it completely sold out? Oh, because 12 showing up. Because 12 showing up. Either way it go. Shedeur is the money for the NFL. We knew it, and the NFL know it. You doggone right. Dylan Gabriel not going to. He's a competitor. He is not an entertainer. Trust me, the TV viewing is going to be record viewing regardless of what people think. Let the haters hate on. This is going to be a story someday that's going to change lives when it's over. Oh, it's definitely popping off. Shedeur is definitely what most of these people love to hate. See, they wanna try to say it's nepotism. They wanna try to say it's because of his father. But no. It's because of Shedeur. It's because of his last name, Sanders, that he is absolutely popular. But it's because of the NFL and the way they did him in the draft is why he's so damn popular. See, they might have dropped his draft, but they upped his draft stock. They pushed him into the upper stratosphere of popularity when they did a black man the way they did it. Yeah, I said a black man. Don't be mad at me. The Pro Bowl, somebody, let me see. Somebody Google when the last time the Pro Bowl sold out. I don't think the Pro Bowl has ever sold out in about the last 10 years. Oh, Prime is off his rocker. All these years, the Pro Bowl has been ass. Tell them about it, Jenkins. And now that Shedeur Sanders shows up, it's not that irrelevant. It ain't irrelevant at all if it's sold out. Why he ain't been named the starter yet? Shut up, Santino. Where you sneak up in here from? Cam Ward has been named the starter for 2026. Yes, he has. For the Tennessee Titans. Pro Bowl last sold out in 2017. Well, 10 years later, we selling out again. Amen. Amen. The Pro Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, has not sold out since the year of our Lord, 2017. But they called on that man, that boy, Shedeur Sanders, and made him a Pro Bowler, made him a quarterback. And you know what happened? Out of nowhere, only by God's unchanging hand, the Pro Bowl, once again, is sold out in the year of our Lord, 2026. Can I get an amen? All the haters in the back, shut up. Because Shedeur Sanders has once again proven that his stuff, that his name, that his presence is bigger than anybody in the National Football League. God said, many are called, but few will answer. There are only a chosen few. And one of them is Shedeur Sanders. Because all that they have done to persecute him, to throw him up under the bus, to slander his name, once again, he comes out on top. And I say this with a smile on my face while I point my finger at Santino in my chat. Bless you, hater. We are glad that you are in attendance today. I'm just messing around, y'all. Santino ain't no hater. He just a okay troll. Santino is good people. Don't y'all smash him in there. Santino is all right with me. Let me stop. Because Santino is the dude. He all right. He just like to come in here and throw jabs every now and then. But know who else gonna be watching the Pro Bowl on Tuesday? Santino. So he can hate some more. But what did we just say, church? It don't matter if you watching to support. It don't matter if you watching to hate. All that matters is that you watch. Why didn't they call Cameron? Why didn't they call Tyler Shuck? Why didn't they call Jackson Dodge? All those quarterbacks that were drafted in front of Shedeur, I'm sure they wanted that notch on their resume. I'm sure they wanted that bonus money that's in their contract. I'm sure they wanted that Pro Bowl check that they get paid for playing the game. But when the going gets tough And the NFL needs some views. There can be only one. Nobody else can do it. Shedeur Sanders is the man. Shedeur Sanders is that guy. The Pro Bowl is sold out in 2026. I wonder why. We don't wonder why. We know why. Because it wasn't sold out until they said that Shedeur Sanders will be in attendance, ladies and gentlemen. The Cleveland Browns currently have 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks. Now, they don't have Pro Bowl jerseys, but they might have some this year. They might just have some for sale this year. They will only print a few of all the other players, but they will print thousands and thousands of Shedeur Sanders jersey, because they're gonna sell them all out. They probably at the Fanatics warehouse pumping them out right now, because the Fanatics warehouse can do just about everything in that big ass building they got up there off of 35 North and out right outside of Dallas. Oh yeah, you'll be able to get you some Shedeur Sanders merchandise at the Pro Bowl. You can get you some little Cleveland Brown helmets with 12 on the side. You're gonna be able to get you some sunglasses, but they're gonna be blunders, because that's all you're gonna be able to get, because Prime is gonna be in full effect. Ain't no way you getting through all that and Prime ain't getting his little bit. You're gonna be able to get a little bit of Shedeur Sanders jersey. You're gonna be by anything that they can put the 12 on, you'll be able to buy it at the Pro Bowl. You'll be able to buy it at the Pro Bowl. I know my spread shirt shop is down there. Don't worry about that stuff that's in there. I got some shirts and stuff that's in there right now, but I just put that stuff in there so the shop will show up. Them other shirts that I got are being approved, and once the real shirts are approved, then you can get them. The ones that cover the full chest, because those are just in there. Don't buy none of that yet. Just wait a minute. The real N12 We Trust shirts will be out in a minute. The real Shedeurian shirts will be out in a minute. The new Cleveland shirts will be out in a minute. Just hold on. We got you. You can get them from the link that's in the bio, that's in the description, from my other shirt shop, from my partner shirt shop, in the Breeze Tees shirt shop. You can get them in there. But the other ones will be out in about 2 days. They just got to go through the approval process, and then they'll be ready. I spent half of yesterday setting all that shit up. But anyway, man, we 2 hours in. We gonna get out of here. We appreciate everybody for coming out. I gotta go take a nap because I gotta go to Dallas sometime tonight. And I blame, y'all know who I blame for that? Santino. It's his damn fault. It's Santino's fault that I got to go to damn Dallas. Because he ain't sent no super chats. He ain't sent no stickers. He ain't sent nothing. So I got to keep doing my other job. It's all Santino's fault. So blame it on him, chat. Well, I could have been still live streaming. You made me want to go look at the NFL shop. These folks selling a game used towel, make it here. Boy, I'm telling you, everything that they can put 12 on for this week and sell it, oh, they selling it all. They selling it all. Trust me. They is selling everything. Anything that he had or gonna be using, it's gonna be up for sale. Shedeur Pro jersey shirt is selling for $190. And you can go get any other jersey except for probably all the superstars like Myles Garrett and who else is a superstar in the NFL? You know, Jackson Dart, all them jerseys over $100, like $130 for those jerseys. But you know, they double up when it comes to 12. All we saying is anything that they can put 12 on, they selling the shit out of it this week. That's all I'm saying. Don't blame me. I'm not selling nothing. Yes, I am. I'm selling them in Shedeur in 12 We Trust shirts. I'm selling them Shedurian shirts. I'm selling them New Cleveland shirts. Yes, sir. I am. They in my Spreadshirt shop, but they ain't been approved yet. Don't buy the ones that's in there right now. The other ones, they'll be up tomorrow. Then y'all can grab them. You know. You know what I'm talking about? It's going down. But anyway, man, I'm getting out of here. I got to go take a nap because I'm going to get on the road by 8 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock here in Texas. That means I'm going to be up by 7:30. So I'm finna go get 2.5 hours of sleep. Damn it. Messing with y'all and these doggone people. These doggone Santino. It's your fault. But anyway, man. Anyway, you seen them Shedeur shirts, Texas? I got them. I got them. The new ones gonna be approved tomorrow. They'll be approved tomorrow. But the ones I got in there now, I don't like them. So I redone them so that background fade out and it looks better on the shirt. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. Jab. Coming to kick the door down with the 1999. See, you done missed all this tough talk, Jab. You done missed all the tough talk. You already know. Shedeur Sanders broke an NFL record. He is the only 5th-round pick rookie quarterback to make the Pro Bowl. That man been making history all year. They sick of it. They sick of it. They sick of him making history. They sick of him showing out. But they gonna sell everything with 12 that you can put a 12 on this weekend. It might not have nothing to do with the Cleveland Browns, but it's gonna have a 12 on. They might put 12 on the hot dog buns. I'm telling you now, y'all gotta watch the NFL. They crafty. They crafty. I'm telling you, everything at the Pro Bowl this weekend gonna have 12 on it. And them other players gonna be mad because they gonna see Shedeur products all over the freaking place. And they gonna be like, he just got here. Why his stuff all over the place? The same reason when you played all this season in Europe, who face you saw on all them posters? Shedeur. They ain't caring about nothing there. You seen Shedeur, Travis Hunter, you know, them two. All I'm saying is the man all over the place. They just hate. Ain't no need of hating. Just say the man be great. Santino, I know he in there. He won't let him be great. He don't want him to be great. But we gonna get Santino gonna be all right. When they announce him as a starter, Santino, you're gonna be the first one I text. Santino, here you go. I'm telling y'all, they're gonna have 12 on the hamburger bun right on top. Press it. Psh, 12. 12 on the hot dog bun right on both sides. Psh, 12. So you're gonna be eating the Shedeur hamburger, you're gonna be eating the Shedeur hot dog, you're gonna have 12 on your cup. Everything. You're gonna have a Shedeur Sanders collector's cup. Well, they're gonna have a collector's cup for everybody that's participating in the Pro Bowl. They're gonna make about 40 a piece for everybody else. It's gonna be 3,000 or whatever. I'm telling you, man, look at it. The NFL is a monster. And it is greedy. It don't care nothing about nothing but its bottom line. And they know they are going to make a mint off of 12 this season. And they finna milk every damn time. Cause Shedeur gonna be the starter. Cleveland gonna get a Sunday primetime game, a Thursday primetime game, a Monday primetime game. They're gonna be playing in the 4:30 window, the primetime, the 5-6:30 window before the primetime window, so they can be in the primetime. Man, look here. I'm telling y'all, man. Just like I told y'all last year, they wasn't gonna put Cleveland on TV. I told y'all if Shedeur play, they're gonna go to national TV. Everybody can watch the game. You don't even have to worry about it. As soon as Shedeur started, they say, hey, everybody come on over here. Let's get y'all over here and watch the game. That's what they do. The NFL is a monster. Don't care nothing but about its bottom line. See, I done told y'all 10 minutes ago I was getting off here. I'm finna get off here. Messing around with Santino and Jenkins. Y'all got me talking about these folks. You, Santino, Jenkins, Texas, and Chantel. Oh, y'all. Y'all just got me acting ugly. I shouldn't be acting this way. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate y'all for coming out. Jab, you was late. I'm mad at you. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all be easy. Y'all know how we get down. We dropping some more videos tomorrow. Because I'm finna go take a nap so I can get on the freaking road. That's Santino's fault too. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. I'm out of here. Peace out.